Aerial attacks on ferocious flames. They're all over the news and on social media.
Aircraft flying over Southern California, piloted by brave men and women risking their lives battling devastating wildfires.
Transportation correspondent and pilot May Beeler joining our meteorologist Ted Phaeton, talking about the weather and how it affects already a risky job of aerial firefighting. May, Ted, good morning, guys.
Oh, good morning.
This is fascinating stuff. So yeah, we're gonna have a good conversation here. So they are called fire pilots, and the danger they face can never be underestimated. Flying low at treetop level, oh my goodness. It's like a scene out of an adventure movie, but it's a scenario, as we know, that's been playing out over Southern California. So air tankers, helicopters, super scooper planes dousing neighborhoods with fire retardant and water. Now, to make their drops land on target, these pilots must pay close attention to the wind, direction, and speed. You know, if it's too windy, typically over 40 miles per hour with high gusts, depending on the wind speed limitation of the airplane, pilots will not fly in those winds due to the high probability of the water or retardant being blown far away from the bullseye or wildfire zone. Right, Ted? Wind is a big thing.
Yeah.
And these pilots, they don't fly in fire or the smoke plume. A lot of people think they do. No, they can't, because their engines would ingest all that soot and pollutants. It could cause the engine to fail.
Yeah.
They are in clear air. So let's talk a little bit about wind, and really, these fires can create their own weather system.
Yeah, they certainly can. And I almost feel like I missed my calling here for fire pilot. It's like the merging of the two. But yeah, they can cause their own weather systems. It's called heat-induced convection, or those wildfires heats up the ground. And then you have things like the moisture from the vegetation. You also have the volcanic ash that will go up into the atmosphere, and it will form its own clouds. So that's why the pilots have to avoid that to stay in the clear air. But here's the threat that comes with it, May-Kay. This can actually form into what would be a pyrocumulus cloud or a pyrocumulonimbus cloud, which is for creating rain, and can actually become what would be a firestorm. It could fan the flames and enhance the wildfire. It could have winds increasing turbulence, which can also impact those pilots. And of course, you want to be aware of any other wildfires that could spark from any lightning associated with the storms that these cause.
Right, and you know, talking about turbulence, as a pilot, I get in it all the time, but for these fire pilots, it's really bad because they fly over the mountains too. And this is mechanical turbulence, right? Yeah. Whenever you have an uneven surface, updrafts and downdrafts are really bumpy and turbulent. So yeah, they have to face the turbulence as well.
My question is, and I said I missed my calling, right? I understand the weather aspect of it, but even being a pilot, are there any special qualifications or training for this?
You got to start from square one, basic pilot training, become a private pilot, have to be 17 to do that. Then at 18 years old, you can become a commercial pilot, so you can be paid to fly. Then you've got to get all this flight experience, 1,500 hours of log time, become an airline transport pilot. A lot of your captains and pilots do that in the airline. A lot of experience. Then, if you've got the guts and the courage and you want the adrenaline rush, you can apply for this job. There is even a fire academy that you go to, Fire Pilot Academy. So a lot of training.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's typical pilot training, but once you get look at that, look how cool that is. and these are like oftentimes airliners that are retrofitted. Instead of passenger seats, they've got the tanks for the water or the repellent. Do you know why the repellent is orange?
I was going to ask you that. Why? Why is it orange?
So the pilots can see where they drop it.
Oh, so for visuals, it's really kind of like an added dye.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have anything to do with the content of what's in it.
Not from what I understand. It's a tireless job. They're continually taking off and landing, refilling the water or the retardant, going out and dropping it and coming again. Tireless. And I spoke with Ryan Baer with Neptune Aviation Services. He's one of these pilots. He says it's a calling, basically. He's a public servant, and he loves helping.
Oh, man, that's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. I see how low those planes go, right over the treetops, so I imagine the changing wind speeds and any small turbulence could be drastic.
Weather is huge, because weather can kill a pilot. Yeah. So me being a pilot, you being a meteorologist, we should get together and fly.
I like that.
I do too. Well,